Welcome everyone. So for those who are in CRNA school and your teacher tests a lot of the information directly from the PowerPoint, I'm going to show you why RemNote is more efficient than Quizlet and Anki. I'm not getting sponsored by this video or receive any money from this. I am just a SRNA or nurse anesthesia resident that is just like you, who's trying to learn all this information with a family, with kids, with, work life related things, and how can we learn this information and absorb it at a rapid pace. So if you haven't watched my previous video, obviously you need to go to create a folder and create your exam materials. So I'm doing a PowerPoint on local anesthetics. So here's the information here. And what you can do is you can go ahead and click summary of notes, and it can actually give you a summary of notes. I know some people use Notability. You can use Notability if you want to, or you can use RemNote. Now you have a summary of all the notes. But one of the most powerful features that I like to use is I like to create questions because I want to test myself on the material. And I also want to create flashcards because I want to actually learn the material as well. So for example, we have action potential. I've already created a couple cards for action potential. The video kind of froze up that I was making before. So what you'll do is you just, highlight, it creates different cards here. So it says question and answer card. You have a concept card, which is action potential equals rapid change in membrane potential of the nerve cell membrane. You have a fill in the blank card. But for learning for CRNA school, I recommend closed cards. Those are going to be the ones that you're probably going to feel like you learn the information a lot better. And you'll click flashcards, and then you'll just focus on closed cards when it comes to RemNote. Now, let's say you're using RemNote and you're like, I like these cards, or I don't like these cards, or I want more detail, or I want, to see different types of cards. Just come over here and change the model, right? You can change, this is ChatGPT. So if you see GPT-4o, this is ChatGPT. This is Google's AI model. And this is Claude 3.5, which is a little bit more stronger because it's a large language model type of AI than ChatGPT. So you can kind of flip the switch and figure out what type of closed cards that you want. And you can just click save, right? Because this thing might take a little bit of time because I'm recording on my computer, it might slow down this process. So I'm not gonna click save, but this is closed cards. Actually, I'll click save, and then you can see that it populates on the side because I want you guys to see, like, when you're going through this and you're making cards, they populate on the side. So I created closed cards. Now I'm gonna create question cards. So now I've created closed cards to learn the material, which are fill in the blank cards. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to highlight the material again, and I'm going to click multiple choice cards. And I'll click multiple choice. As you can see, it's kind of lagging a little bit here. I'll click multiple choice. Come on, multiple choice, work with me. Yeah, I figured it would freeze up because of the screen recording. But you will click multiple choice, and then you will I'll lower it so it doesn't take so long. And once you kind of click multiple choice, you can use this to dial how many questions you want to create from it. It will try its best to create as much questions as it can based on information, but if it can't, then it just can't. And once you click save, so we'll change the model here. So it told me stop generating questions early because there was too little information. So sometimes that may happen, but you can change the model and then see which one you want to use, or whichever one works best for you. It really all depends, right? So it'll be a lot faster. It's just my computer is processing a lot of information with creating the video. So now it's going to create 20 questions, which I didn't want, but you can lower the amount of questions that you want to create. So 20, if you want to go max out, you want to test yourself on the material over and over and over, you could do 20. So hopefully this moves a little bit quicker. There you go. So it's creating 20 questions based on action potential. And then, as you know, you could delete whatever questions that you don't want if you feel it's being repetitive. So for the purpose of this, I'm not going to save it because I don't want to lag the video again. But if you were to save it, it will then populate on this side, right? So I recommend doing closed cards for flashcards, then going back and hitting yourself with questions on the material again. So you'll end up doing closed cards, highlight once, do closed cards, highlight again, and do multiple choice. And you got to click, highlight, then click bulk, create more AI cards. And once you've done that effectively, right, You go back to your folder where you have the material. Now you see it again. It says 33 out of 33 flashcards. Now it's directly from your PowerPoint. Now you can click, you can set a date of your exam. So it's going to say, which documents do you want to study for the exam? Let's say only this document, because it sees that I have another document here. So I don't have any flashcards, so it's asking me that. So you'll click set exam date. Let's set an exam date. Let's say our exam is going to be, April 10th. So it's going to confirm the schedules. Then it's going to give us a study plan as to how we can conquer this exam and how much cards a day do we need to do in order to learn the material effectively by April 10th. So it says start today, learn now, practice until exam, 4 repetitions per card. So it's going to show me the card 4 times per day to ensure that I understand the material. So now I have it, right? So I'm going to do practice spaced repetition. So it's recommending me to do 12 cards per day 4 times, right? So now we have our information. Action potential occurs in, we'll click, boom, just a few milliseconds, right? Now, obviously the source is saying from the PowerPoint because that's what it's written in my PowerPoint. And then you can kind of go from there, right? During an action potential, the membrane potentially typically reaches 30 MV. And then you'll say it out loud, whatever it is, typical resting potential of a nerve cell membrane, you click, and then it'll tell you 70. And therefore, you're able to learn material. Now you have questions. Now test yourself on the questions. You ask yourself, then, whatever the answer is, you can go look at the rationale, local anesthetics work. And therefore, you're able to turn around to studying and doing flashcards, within an hour. As you can see, we have 33 cards and we've done this in literally about 7 minutes total. I hope this video helps anyone who's out there. If you like the video, subscribe to this channel. I'll be posting more videos on studying techniques, learning how to study more efficiently from the PowerPoint, from the book, and just share with your friends. I appreciate the love. Peace.